Hello. Dr. J, what's happening? What's shaking? Howdy. I got the neighbors fighting. The neighbors are fighting right now. They're loudy. Doesn't sound good. Let's see if old ChatGPT gave me my special privileges yet. I don't think so. Nope. Nothing. I got nothing, honey. Nothing. Not only am I unqualified, I don't have access to the cool stuff yet. It's very sad. Very sad, people. Very, very sad. Ted looks at life. What's happening? Look, I got some, I put in a bunch of images that the irregulars made over the past couple of days. You had some in there, Ted, I'm pretty sure. That was from... Who's that one? I forget. Do. That's a cool one. That might have been yours, Ted. Look at that. The Matrix. La Matrix. We took the red pill. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kyle Shannon. This here's the AI Learning Lab. We talk about AI stuff in here. We have fun. We make silly jokes. Well, I make silly jokes. No, everybody. The irregulars make silly jokes. So the irregulars are the people that show up regularly, hence the name, and their disposition, and their penchant to be a little neuro-spicy, like your host. So if you have questions about AI, pop them in the comments below. I'll also go through some if you're just new to this stuff and you're like, where do I start, Kyle? What do I do? What do I do? You know, I was flowing through TikTok. I was just scrolling, and I came across someone, and they said, "You can make money with ChatGPT." So I was just wondering, can you make money with ChatGPT? Oh, I see the gold is glowing upon your face. You must be able to make money with it. So we can talk about that. I'm not going to give you the answer you want to hear on that, but the answer to all of the how do I make easy money is work hard, and then you'll get easy money. Did somebody say neurospicy? Lunar Stick. So there's an image you made, Lunar Stick, that was in the Discord, the Salon Discord's show and tell channel. I love that one. It's very Mayan. You must have said something Mayan, because that little face right there is very Mayan. Pretty cool. Anyway, all right, let's see. Explain how transformers work. I don't know how they work. I just know what they do. What they do is they make it possible to point these machine learning models at massive data sets. And the more data you throw at them and the more compute that you throw at them, the better the models get. And I don't know their relationship to all of what these things do, but it's, basically what you're doing is you're taking lots of data, lots of documents, and you're turning it into mathematical vectors in 1,000-dimensional vector space. And each one of those vectors points to a word in the case of a large language model. And then when you type in a prompt, there's some mathematical probability that says somewhere in that vector space is the word that's got the highest probability of being the next right word. And then it goes and sees that point in space and sees what word it's connected to and sends that into your browser. So it's actually quite remarkable that these things do what they do, because they're basically just glorified calculators. Like, whoever figured out the math for this shit they should be Nobel Prize in that shit, because it's remarkable. Yeah, the paper was written in 2017. It's called Attention is All You Need. It talks about attention, basically sort of paying attention to I think what's been said and what's coming or something like that. I don't know. I don't know enough about the math. I'm not a math guy. But happy to field any questions I can. I'm happy to talk about how the large language models work, how diffusion models work, what you can do in your business, what you should be doing if you're an artist or whatever. Pop in comments, and I will do my best to answer them. Generally, what we do here, we'll get started. Let me do a little level setting and flip on over to this document. So this document is how to get started with this stuff. So the first little table here, we call it the adults table. These are the big three. I'm gonna swap something out here in real time, I think. Yeah. Copy. Do. I shouldn't get rid of Bard. Maybe what I'll do is add a. We're gonna call an audible here. We're gonna add a new. The adult table's gonna get 5 things. Oops. Copy. Go here. Go no. Go here. I'll be right with you. You all carry on. You can go ahead, make fun of me. You can troll me. I think my hair is okay. You can't really make fun of my hair tonight. At least I got fucking hair, you know? You know what I'm saying? And then, and I'll get started here. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so worth the wait. You don't even know how good it's going to be. It's going to be awesome. The irregulars know how awesome it is. It's so awesome they come night after night after night. Some people go to sleep to my dulcet tones. Is dulcet the right word there? Okay. Yeah, this is what we're doing. We're changing up the adult table. We're going to get rid of this row here. We're going to delete that row. Boom! That's the kids' table. Kids' table just shrunk. Adults' table just got bigger. Okay, so here's the deal. The hell is he talking about? Martha, listen, I was on a TikTok the other night, and there was this older man on there. He seemed old. I think he was pretty old. He seemed old. He didn't seem like he should be on TikTok. That's for damn sure. Anyway, he was, I don't know what he was talking about. Something about this AI stuff, and he's like, we're okay. We're okay? We're okay? Can you hear me? Marge, is this TikTok thing working? Is the TikTok working? Back online. Okay. Finally, you're back. I'm back. Must be cold in Denver. You keep freezing up. Oh, God. I wonder if I should restart the router. Where would you park and optimize your hypothetical millions in the AI space? In my hypothetical AI bank, I'd put them all in WorldCoin and connect them to my anonymous World ID. Verified at the orb. That's where I'd keep my millions. Sam Altman's going to get all my money. I'm hoping he gives me some money. So anyway, okay. If you haven't played with ChatGPT before, just go there right now. ChatGPT is a good one. Bard claims that what they're coming out with sometime here shortly, this thing called Gemini, is supposed to be many times more powerful than GPT-4. I will believe it when I see it, but hey, they're Google. They got brains and they got money, so it's very possible. And they invented the transformer. Claude is a competitor to OpenAI and a bunch of ex-OpenAI employees, and they just got $4 billion from Amazon. So they are here to stay, and it's a very good service. And Bing I put back on the list because Bing gave us early access to DALL-E 3. So all these images are DALL-E 3 images. which can do text really well. So for a while here, we were just playing with Ideogram, which was the first thing that could do text, and now DALL-E 3 is available on Bing. So Bing just got an upgrade. Now, the challenge with Bing is Bing's got really weird safety guardrails, and so it can make it unusable. So just know that that's the little asterisk there by Bing. It can be weird. Okay, so that's that. The kids table, these other ones worth playing with. Pi.ai, particularly their iOS app. It's from a company called Inflection. Their iOS app, we call it chatGPT. You can put it into talk mode, which if you have access to it, you can also now do with the ChatGPT official app from OpenAI. Put it into talk mode, and you can just start talking to a large language model. Pi's connected to the internet. So it's really interesting to talk to one of these things. Just ask it questions. Ask it about local events. Ask it about Taylor. What time is Taylor's game tonight? Have you seen that meme? All these women on TikTok are asking Alexa what time's Taylor's game, and it says the Jets and Chiefs game is at 7:30 tonight. So Alexa figured some shit out about what's going on in the world of the NFL. It's no longer, the men don't control it anymore. Perplexity.ai is also worth exploring. Labs.perplexity lets you play with Meta's models for free. And then Poe.com just got connection to the internet, and it's got some interesting tools that you can play with to make bots. There's a bot maker there, and lots of people have made bots which you can use, and then you can go make your own and practice your prompting. Does it make sense to become a programmer in 2023? I think it makes absolute sense to become an AI literate programmer. So I would lean heavily into GitHub Copilot and start understanding what pair programming with an AI, generative AI tool is like. I would personally, if I were more of an engineering brain, I would get my ass over to GitHub and Reddit, and I would dive into some of the open source projects. One in particular is on this page right here. David Shapiro, the fourth name in the list there. Go to his YouTube channel at 4IR. That stands for Fourth Industrial Revolution. David.Shapiro. He's working on AGI. He's got a cognitive framework that he's just open sourced. I would get my ass in that thing and start playing or contributing, not even playing. I mean, if you're a coder and an engineer, I would start contributing to that. I would start exploring LangChain. I would start exploring autonomous agents. I would start exploring Open Interpreter. So yeah, I think I think one of the other TikTokers on this channel I like on TikTok, one of the other creators that I like is a woman named Rachel Woods, who's got a thing called the AI Exchange. And she talks a lot about AI ops, AI operations, that companies are going to be fucking desperate for anyone who knows anything about what are the tools we should be using? What are the security issues? How do you create prompt libraries? How do you train people up? How do you build infrastructure within a company to be able to do this and manage it and manage, the impact of what this thing does? So I think there's going to be a tremendous amount of need for engineers and programmers, but not necessarily the shit they're teaching you in college. Right? Like, I wouldn't spend 4 years going to learn Python because it just writes it for you now. And, I would learn, what's that mean? Can it write it good? How does it write it? Is it optimized? Is it, does it hallucinate? Like, it's all over the place. But if you're someone who understands all that stuff, that's going to be good. Okay. So the other thing we can look at here is if you want to make pretty pictures. Everybody likes pretty pictures. If you want to make pretty pictures, these are the four that I think are worth paying attention to. There's kind of a fifth one here that's missing, which is the entire world of Stable Diffusion. And the only reason I don't have it on here is if you just want to go make some pictures, Stable Diffusion requires a lot of fucking work. If you're geeky, go look at the Stable Diffusion, ecosystem. There's a lot there. There's also a website called Leonardo.ai, which is a really nice web front end to Stable Diffusion. So I would go look at that. But DALL-E 3, this just came out like last week, and Bing has given us access to it. If you sign up there, you get 99 free credits. It really is quite remarkable what it makes. Midjourney is still the leader in terms of art. If you want, sophisticated, high quality art, Midjourney's where it's at. It can't do text. It can't do any prompt that's too complicated. Well, it can do a complicated prompt. It's fine. It won't represent all the objects in it. DALL-E's really good at that. Midjourney's not. It kind of gets confused if you have too many things that are kind of competing for attention. DALL-E just, I don't know how they handle it. It's absolutely wild. Ideogram was making a lot of noise, and then DALL-E 3 came out, and I think Ideogram's going to drift quickly into the background, but it's worth exploring because it's simple. And then the Adobe products, so Firefly, Generative Fill, Generative Expand, Generative Color within Illustrator. All the stuff at Adobe is really good, but it's expensive. So that's that. Let's see. Moving pictures, Runway ML for video, HeyGen for video translation, which are fucking mind-blowing. You should go see those. I can show you those if you want to see them. Skybox does text to 3D worlds. They're sort of pseudo 3D worlds, but it's pretty cool. You can kind of get a glimpse of the future. And then D-ID does synthesized voice and animated faces, avatars. And then this is just some resources. So 2 of these are big old lists of AI apps. So if I don't know shit in here, which I mostly don't, like if you're asking for detailed things like, Kyle, what's the best music app? I don't know. There's too many of them. There's for all of the specific vertical applications, there are hundreds. So that's what those tools are. And then Ethan Mollick, David Shapiro, and Paul Reitzer are all people that I think you should follow. All right. And then a little shameless self-promotion here. I made a new graphic. I made this graphic in DALL-E 3. I'm doing a workshop that starts this Wednesday. It's a 3-day workshop. So it's a 2-hour session, Wednesday nights for 3 weeks, starting this October 4th, Wednesday, October 4th. And it's being hosted by another creator named Rhonda Phillips. She's got a community of creatives, and she's a voiceover artist and a creative coach. And so this is an AI launchpad for creatives specifically. I worked most of the day today on the workshop and the agenda and the deck, and I'm really excited about it. And I made this lovely image using whatever you call it, DALL-E 3. And then if you're interested in that, rondasvoice.com/events. Good Lord! I gotta catch my breath. And then Finally, last but not least, the Salon.ai. This is a group called the AI Salon. It's a community that I started with a woman out of Boston named Leah Fasten, who's a professional photographer. And we meet every other week online and in person here in Denver. And then we've got an online Discord server where you can play with Midjourney and we can share images and we can talk. And lately we've been doing as we've been playing in here, we've been dumping stuff over there. So if you want to join a community, it's actually pretty cool. Go there. It's a link tree. So the first link talks about what the salon is, what our values are, like generosity and empathy and exploration. And it's, they're cool. Like if you're not a douche and want to come hang out, check out the values. Then there's a link to the meetups and there's a link to the Discord. All right. So that's all that stuff. And then finally, just check if you follow AI Learning Lab, make sure you're not following AI Learning Lab, because that's a scammer who stole all my videos and TikTok won't do anything about it. So there you have it. Sherry Banks missed the art meetup. It looks like they had fun. They made some sort of patterns or something like that, Sherry. It looked pretty cool. But anyway, yeah. So I think Leah's doing those every Sunday in the Making Art Guild. We just added guilds to the salon, to this here thing. We just added guilds to it. So we've got a Making Art Guild, an AI 101 Guild, an Entrepreneur Guild, an AI for Business Guild, and then a Writers Guild. And then we're going to add, I think, 5 or 6 more in the next meeting. So anyway, that's exciting. Yeah. All right. Let's get rolling here. Let's do this. That's enough of the business. Enough of the housekeeping, as they call it. This is Luna Shtick's image. Very cool. I like it a lot. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab. We have cool logos. Hi, why aren't AI-written SI detection software very good compared to the students' ability to get around them? Here's the deal. Don't worry about finding a good AI detection software. Just change the model. It doesn't fucking matter if a student used AI. Just the detectors don't work. OpenAI pulled theirs from the market because it didn't work. There's too many false positives. They falsely accuse non-English speakers at a dramatically higher rate. They're just not good. And it's also increasingly irrelevant. ChatGPT is not going away. It's actually getting incorporated into all of the software we already use. So it's coming. Just get rid of them. Okay. Hi, AI learning guy. How can I make a sketch on paper into a better version? So there's a couple of ways you can do that. I think the best way to do that, let me see. Let me go let's try something here. In a while. So let me risk failing miserably in public here. But so what I'm in right now, if you haven't seen Discord before or Midjourney, I'm in Discord. So Discord's got all these little icons down the left. These are all different communities, basically. And then the one I'm in is the AI Salon. That's the thing I just talked about. And within the AI Salon, there's all these channels. And one of them is called Midjourney Play, where you can come in and play with Midjourney. So the way you make an image in Midjourney is you type in /imagine, and you're like, but Kyle, it looks like you're writing command line prompts to make images. That can't possibly be correct. Yeah, that's Midjourney. It sucks right now. So let's see. Let's do black and white pencil sketch of a 1970s muscle car by a 7th grader. All right, so let's see if we can. I'm going to generate a sketch here, and then I'm going to see if we can turn that sketch into something. I'll show you how I think I would do it. Oops, I used the wrong command. We have something installed in our server that's got the image command, and you need to use the imagine command, not the image command, for Midjourney. /imagine. Nancy, I'm stepping away but listening. That is not acceptable, Nancy. No, Nancy. No, you can't step away. It's not okay. That is not a black and white pencil sketch, is it? Oh, maybe it is. But it's way too detailed. Let's see. /imagine. Simple amateur kids drawing of a 1970s muscle car. Those are way too fancy for what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a kid sketch. Kid sketch. Use a photo of a sketch you actually made, though. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to get Midjourney to make one here. Let me just go find one on Yield Bing or whatever. Kids sketch. Images. Kids sketch of, I don't know, giraffe. Here we go. All right, that's good. Save that to desktop. Okay, so why, Kyle? I step away all the time because I'm at work. Oh, I'm just picking on Nancy. You can step away. The fact that anyone shows up here at all is still amazing to me. I'm just being a smartass. I don't know if you knew that about me, but that kind of happens here. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload. So within Discord, the little plus button, you can upload an image, right? So what we need to do is we need to get the URL of the image. So I'm going to upload that image that I just grabbed from the internet. And now it's in there, right? And I'm going to say, I'm going to right click it, or if you're on a Mac, you control click it. Don't get me started on why one is right click and one is control click. I'm cranky about copyright since I'm just bitter about so much. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going to copy the link to this. Then I'm going to say /imagine. And I'm going to paste in that URL. So the first part of the prompt is that sketch. It's the hyperlink to that sketch. And then I'm going to say, someone just asked, don't I use ChatGPT to write my prompts for my Midjourney thing? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I use Poe's Midjourney bot. In fact, I just shared today LinkedIn. Here, this one. I asked Midjourney to write a prompt for DALL-E 3 about what a large language model looked like. And it's so cool. Look at these images. So basically, ChatGPT wrote the prompt. And the first thing it did was like it was like a digital brain or something like that. And I'm like, that's too obvious. How about, what might a large language model look like? Kyle, you missed my response to your suggestion that I used Mayan to generate so you did use it. That's cool. But aren't these images cool? So this is what ChatGPT imagined a large language model looking like. It feels very right to me. Anyway, so yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just want to knock shit out, though. So in this case, I just want to knock some shit out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that giraffe in there. So we've got a giraffe standing, facing to the right with those big spots. And I'll say, let's say, children's book painting of a giraffe standing on an open plain. Oh, not plain. I put plain like the thing with wings on an open plain, eating a fruit from high in a tree. And then I'm going to do --AR for aspect ratio. And I think this is close to 9:16. So I'm going to do 9:16. And then we're going to hit that. So this should use this. But like I said, I am on the verge of, failing publicly here, because I'm sure there's an easier way to do this or a better way to do this. So let's see what we got. It's in the neighborhood. Although, well, actually, it's interesting because in the thing I say it's eating a fruit from a tree, and it seemed to have grabbed the polka dots from the drawing, and mostly the layout of the drawing. So I think that's the way to do it. So upload an image to Midjourney, and then if anyone in here knows a better way to do this, there are probably significantly better ways to do this, but I know this is one way. And then I think if you use remix in Midjourney, the mode remix, and how you get to that is you type in /settings, and there's this one called remix mode. I think that'll make it even closer to that drawing, but I would go watch a YouTube video on remix mode. But anyway, there's your cute little giraffes. There's kind of fruits in the distance, trees in the distance. This one's kind of cute. Let's upscale the fourth one here. I'll show you something cool in Midjourney. Not bad. Cool. I hope that helped. We having fun tonight? What night's tonight? Sunday night. Is it Sunday night? It is Sunday night. Yes. I have a big meeting tomorrow. Got a proposal for some AI stuff. So look, here's it's raining oranges in the savannah. Oh, that's cute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out. So I'm going to zoom out 2x, and it'll make the giraffe smaller and put a bunch of the rest of the plane around him. So there's all sorts of cool stuff that you can do. See how the core image is still sitting there in the middle, but now it's added all this stuff around it? Oh, look, we got our tree. We got our tall tree. And it looks like a meteor. A meteor is about to smash it into the giraffe. Oh, it's comedy. Oh, it's good. All right, I don't know what that weird-ass planet is, but it's all kind of cool. So let's upscale number 2 there. And then we'll move on. Is it publicly posted when you use Midjourney on Discord? It is, Abbott, but there's a way. If you pay for the expensive version of Midjourney, you can have a private thing. But I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can create a thread in the Discord, and it'll just post your things to your thread, so you're not doing it publicly. That's another one to YouTube. I forget how to do that. I just haven't really cared enough about how to do that to take the time to learn it. So that's bad of me as someone purporting to know something about how this shit works. I should know how that works. But that's a lovely little image. I mean, this is the thing about Midjourney is it's a very, very powerful tool. It's just the quality of it's just good. Emilio's wife, am I late? Listen, you're so late, we made a sign for you. Yes, you're late. I started early, though. I started early just to mess with people. All right. Let's see. What other questions do we have? What questions do we have on this fine Sunday night? This fine Sunday night. I got an ice cream and you can't have none. Eddie, why are you actually dicky in the thing? Eddie Murphy fans, anyone? Eddie Murphy. The funny Eddie Murphy. He got not funny for a long time. He's a little more chill now. I always have to save my images and hit the big red X to delete it from public. Oh, yeah, you can do that. That's another way to do it. There's a way. Check it out, Steve-O. There's a way to do something in a thread or something like that, or maybe maybe it's you add a channel or you add a thread and then you add the Midjourney bot to that thread. I forget exactly what it is, but it's the problem with Midjourney is because it's in Discord. You got to be a fucking Discord master to know how to use it. Yes, Kyle, and we didn't get to present turtles. Ah, dang it! All right, Clint, carry on. Present turtles. Let's see. Where's the turtle? There you go. That's a cool image, isn't it? That's another one from Dolly 3. Dolly 3, Dolly 3, Dolly 3. All right, so do you think any of these are anywhere near as good as ChatGPT 4? It seems like there's a big gap to me. There's a massive gap. ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 4 at OpenAI is better than ChatGPT 4 at Bing. So the way these large language models work, you got the base large language model that the applications are built on top of. Bing Chat and ChatGPT are two separate applications. And Bing Chat has all these safety guardrails that have been added to it since they first launched it, and it freaked out on a New York Times reporter. And because of that, it sucks. It's just not good. GPT-4, on the other hand, ChatGPT-4 is really good. It's really powerful. Yes, there is really no comparison in terms of quality of writing and consistently good work that comes out of GPT-4. Claude is pretty solid. Bard at some things I've found is surprisingly good. Apparently Bard's also good at coding. And I've heard that ChatGPT has gotten worse at coding. There's a thing called model drift, where as they're fine-tuning the models, like at OpenAI, the crap is just getting worse. So that's a possibility. I don't know if it's getting worse. It's probably just getting different. But Corey, you're spot on. Now, word from Google, so consider the source, is that Gemini, which is yet to launch, it's about to come out probably within a month, is purportedly 5 times better than, or at least 5 times bigger than ChatGPT-4. Even if it's as good as GPT-4, much less better, that will be remarkable. Like, to have something that's truly kind of at parity with that or better than that is going to be amazing. And apparently it's multimodal. I think you're going to be able to talk to it. It's going to be able to synthesize voice. So should be really interesting. But right now, GPT-4 is still top of the heap. That's why in my list of where to start, the very first one is ChatGPT. If you're only going to use one, if you're just getting started and you're like, I don't know what to do, this is ridiculous. He has 37 things for us to start with. Yeah, I know it is. It's ridiculous right now. This is the joy and the burden of being early in an industry. It's just a fucking train wreck. So, but if you're just going to do one of these, do ChatGPT. You can do it for free. That gives you access to GPT 3.5. That's about as good as all the other ones. They're all about the same. But if you pay the $20 and get GPT-4, you also get this thing called Advanced Data Analysis, which is remarkable. You also get plugins. You also are going to get DALL-E 3. You also are going to get all these new features that they've got where it can see images and understand images. It is the best right now. As of October 1st, 2023. That's today, in case you didn't know. October 1st, 2023, Taylor Swift at the New York Jets game day. Thank you, Ron. Ron's obviously a big Taylor Swift fan. You've given me the world. You've given me 10 of them. It's remarkable. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ron. You shouldn't have. But I already had one world. I don't need another 9. I'll take them. You're the best. Okay, do you pay for GPT-4? Yes, I do, and it's so good. Yes, I do, and it is. It's so good. It's remarkable. Does it make sense to become a programmer? We did that one. If you had a slush fund, would you buy servers, processing, or graphics cards? Wow, that's an interesting question. If I had a slush fund, see, if I had a slush fund, I think I would rent all that shit. I'm more interested. It depends on the size of the slush fund. If I had a slush fund of $1 billion, then I might go out and buy myself, 15,000 big ass GPUs and build a server farm and go make my own frontier model. But would I even want to do that? I don't know that I'd even want to do that because do I really want to compete with Google and OpenAI and Microsoft? I don't think I do. What would be really interesting, though, is take a slush fund and build a company of just I would gather like I was collecting tchotchkes, really smart people doing interesting shit with AI, and just fund them. Just say, here's a massive fucking sandbox. Just go. I'll pay you. Just go build anything you can imagine, and do it for 100 people, and just put them together in sets of 3 to 5 people that have disparate skills, that are AI literate. One of them might start the agency of the future. One of them might start some financial institution of the future. One of them, I don't give a shit. Just go fucking figure out what all these tools do and just go build shit. Build it, launch it. Build it, launch it. Like having a studio where we were launching, I don't know, a dozen things a week, that would be really exciting to me. And not like an incubator, more like a fucking sandbox, like brilliant people whose job it is to go make cool shit, not make cool foundational models, although that there could be some in there that do that, but people that use the models, people that use these technologies and glue them together in unexpected ways. That to me is really exciting. So I'd probably do that. ChatGPT is so powerful for code generation, especially when you have tests asserting the invariance. Cool. I do not know what tests asserting the invariance are, but it sounds good. You know what it is with invariance? It's like the irregulars. You have to be assertive. You have to be assertive with the invariants because they're invariant. Variants are fine. Invariants, it's a completely different story. You have to be very assertive with them because they will take advantage of you. So I concur with your conclusion. I got no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but I agree. The little I know about coding, it seems to code pretty well. A friend is back in college, and she has been told not to use AI. She already agreed it should be used. I honest to God, if I were in a college right now, I don't care what age she is. If she is, 20 or 60 or 80, if I were in a college right now and the college told me I am not to use AI, I would drop out of that college that day. Within 5 minutes. It's the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We are living in a world where we've been given access to the most powerful tools in the history of humanity, and universities are saying you can't use those because it fucks with our business model. That's exactly what it's about. It's going to be hard because we're going to have to do things different. Well, fuck you. This stuff's not going away. This stuff's getting incorporated into all of the soft. November 1st, Microsoft Office gets ChatGPT. Within Microsoft Word is going to be help me write. Within PowerPoint and Excel is going to be a large language model. It's already in Google Docs. It's going to be in everything. And universities are like, we don't use that. What's the world going to look like in 4 years? You think this stuff's going to be gone? Hello? 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 Is this thing on? It's mind-blowing to me. 30-minute wait on Bing Create does not a happy, irregular, impatient make. Oh, that sucks, lunatic. Yeah, I noticed that today too. That it was very intermittently not working. At one point, it said, "We're definitely working on your image. It's just taking longer than expected." I didn't have the patience to wait half an hour. I quit my browser, logged back in. It was still hung. So I logged out of Bing and then figured out how the hell to log back in because it's not obvious. And then I just started over and it rendered pretty quickly. Irregulars, please post interesting AI biz use cases on our Discord. Oh, that's very cool. Love that. Fantastic. And also do it in our Discord for the irregulars, but also feel free to share them in either Brad's Entrepreneur Guild or Ken's AI for Business Guild. You know, depending on if it's for like big business, pop it in the AI for Business one. But great idea. Thank you for that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Fantastic, Bob. Check out this site that can animate a kid's drawing. Oh, cool. That looks very cool. I will check that out, Silver Fox. Will do. Okay, awesome. I was today years old when I realized you can upload a pic in ChatGPT. Yeah. So, Sherry Banks showing off in the AI Learning Lab, knowing that Kyle can't upload an image in ChatGPT right now. So you've got access to the new toys, Sherry, so I am officially jealous of you. Let me reload ChatGPT and see if I got my little image. Nope, I don't. The uploading images to ChatGPT is remarkable. The one that blew me away that I saw on Twitter 2 days ago was a guy uploaded an electrical an electrical diagram, and it basically read the diagram. It knew what all the components were. It knew what the circuit did. It was a circuit diagram. It's amazing. She's a teacher going back for more credentials. She's going to use AI to write her support letter. Good. It's so here's an interesting thing, Emilio's wife. There's two ways she could handle it. One way is she should fucking quit. But the other way is she could go in there and say, she could make it her mission to she shouldn't be a secret cyborg. Maybe she goes in there and she says, I get that your policy is we shouldn't use AI, but I'm going to make it my fucking mission that by the second semester, we have a position on AI. Maybe she should do that. I'm starting my AI classes this January, so I don't know why universities are so against it. Well, they're against it because they have to change how they do what they do. And when you have tenured professors, sometimes they don't want to do shit. I just spoke at a college here in Colorado that they didn't even have a position against AI. They just weren't talking about it. This is a center for public policy, a university for politics and public policy, or whatever it was called. I don't know, whatever the fuck those things are called. And they didn't. They're like, yeah, I guess we should talk about this stuff. I'm like, you're not talking about it? And they're like, no, we don't talk about it in our staff meetings. I mean, we haven't. I'm like, really? Really? Like there was a cover story in the New York Times last January talking about how AI is inevitable and universities need to get their shit together. And it's the beginning of a school year, and you're like, yeah, we don't really talk about it. I'm like, yeah. Amazing to me. Anyway, joked missed, poor Luna. Dude, I drove 21 hours from North Carolina to Minnesota Saturday and used GPT and Pi the whole time. It was crazy. Oh, that's so cool. That's wild. So I'm curious. Like I've thought about that. If like having an extended conversation with Pi or ChatGPT, like while you're driving, I'm curious. Like if you can, just tell me like what did you talk about? Were you asking about local shit where you were driving through? Did you get into like philosophical discussions? Did you learn shit? Like I'm curious about how you use that. That's super cool. Is it publicly posted when you use Midjourney on Discord? Yeah, we did that one. Oh, /stealth. Okay. Let me go look at that. If that's the case, Sherry Banks, that would be cool. Let me see. /stealth. /stealth. Toggle stealth mode. Cool. All right. /stealth. There you go. It was disturbing and also amazing. We talked about everything. Even made fun of Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Wait, Gary, Indiana. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Fantastic. I know. My experience was similar. Like, I haven't done a really long session with Pi, but the couple of times I've done it driving, it is... the way you describe it's perfect. It's disturbing and also amazing. Like the disturbing thing is it's just so surreal. You know what's surreal about it for me is I feel like we went from having Siri and Alexa, these sort of hard-coded transactional bots that were okay if you wanted to buy shit or if you wanted to look, play music. Oh, interesting. You have like 150 pages of text from the conversations. That's really interesting. Like I feel like we went from at some point, sometime in the future, we're going to be able to talk to these machines kind of like science fiction. And then it just happened. And I know it hasn't just happened, right? I understand that there's been, decades of work leading up to this, but I suppose it was going to happen like this, but I think the thing that's caught me off guard, the thing that feels unsettling to me is that it's every discipline, right? It's like the video translation shit that I've played on here a bunch of times. Here, let me show you one of these things because this will blow your mind. Oh, that's just Ellen. Wait, is that? Oh no, that's not the one I want. Oh, I know what I'll do. Hang on. Hang on, I'll be right with you. Everybody just calm your jets, cool your jets. You calm down, you people. You're so rambunctious. Bang. Video technology platform. And so this is one of the example videos that we show is this woman named Ellen, and we've showed her as an example video for 5 or 6 years. And so I took the components of her video and I uploaded them to HeyGen and translated it into Japanese. And so here's Ellen speaking Japanese.
こんにちは。私はエレンです。ベルビュー出身で22年前にカンチャリウマチと診断されました。私の人生で一番情熱を注ぐのは家族です。
So let's see, Ellen Ahern. Let me go here. So here's her speaking English.
Hi, my name is Ellen. I'm from Bellevue, Washington, and I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis.
Right. So there's an example of, like, overnight we got video translation, and then the Silver can just talk to this kind of infinite knowledge machine while he's driving his car. Plus we have images, plus we have text to video. Like the thing that is unsettling to me is that it's not just one tool that has made a remarkable breakthrough. Because of the transformers, the first question on the live tonight was, how do transformers work? And I actually don't know how they work. I sort of know what they do, but not enough to talk about it. But that technology has served as the foundation for all of this shit. And it's all just kind of emerging at the same time, where if you're a consultant, if you're a language translator, if you're an artist, if you're a writer, if you're an actor, if you're like anyone who touches computers in any way, looks at some sort of tool out there and goes, holy fuck, right? The Kevin McAllister thing. Like, it is unsettling. It's unsettling that it's, it's everything all at once. That's that movie that just came out. Everything everywhere all at once, or whatever it's called. I feel like that's what happens. What's happening with AI is it's just like it's all coming at once in all industries, all at the same time, equally remarkably. Like, what do we do with this, people? That's why we're here, Kyle. We were hoping you could tell us what was going to happen. Hey, Kyle, listen. Could you just whip up a little something about the future of AI? That'd be great. If you could just tell us what's going to happen so we can prepare for it, that'd be swell. Okay? Just I don't need to know everything. I just want to know, like, what's going to happen for, like, auto body repair shops. That'd be, if you could. What is that? We're good, right? We're not going to be affected, right? I don't know. Maybe. I got nothing other than it ain't getting uninvented, and these tools are as bad as they're ever going to be. What was the name of that AI program again? Which one? Midjourney? The one, hang on. The one here that made the giraffe? Oh, yeah. Hang on. So okay. So the thing I showed here, this Ellen thing, that did the Japanese, this is assembled in my software called Storyvine. So if you want to have human beings telling their stories authentically, that's what Storyvine does. The thing that did that translation is a piece of technology called HeyGen, which I've got on this list right here. So this one right here, labs.heygen.com/video translate. You upload a video to it. It can be up to 5 minutes long. And in my case, I'm uploading English. And then you pick from, I think it's 12 or 15 languages right now. I think it's 12. You pick a language, and then if you're using the free thing, you get put in a really long queue, and it's going to take a couple of days to get your video back. But if you pay their fee, it's not cheap. So I figured out that they're charging, you get 30 credits for $60. So it's $2 a credit, and I think a credit is per minute. So it's $4 a minute. Is that right? Something like that. It's not cheap, but to be clear, if you were to do this in some traditional way, it would cost you a fuck ton more.
私はエレンです。ベルビュー出身で22年前にカンチャリウマチと診
And
断
her
され
lips
ま
are
した。
synced, too.
私の人生で一番情熱を注ぐのは家族です。私には20歳の娘がいますが、彼女は私にとってただの喜びです。私たちは
The lips are synced, right? They're resyncing, they're masking the lower part of her face and resyncing her lips so it maintains her cadence, her tone, her voice. They're synthesizing her voice, they're translating it, they're resyncing it, layering that new mask on top of her lower face. So that's the Hey Gen thing. Yeah, I know, it's remarkable. It's a tax write-off. Exactly. I mean, it's so I'm going to build, whether it's that technology, there's going to be a pile of these that come out with all this stuff. I'm going to build that into my platform. Right? You got a video in there, you just pick a language and say, make it this, and I'll change all the text that's on screen, and I'll change the words that they say, and my clients will be like, that's cool. I just push a button and I get it. Now, is it ready for prime time yet? Probably not, right? Like all these tools, there's probably some things about it where it's got some rough edges. But there's ways that you can manage around that. All right. It won't work there. Our kids. I have gone from being sympathetic to plagiarism checkers to I'm vehemently against them. I think it's an irresponsible thing for universities to be using plagiarism checkers and schools. Fucking engage with your students. Engage with your students. These tools exist in the world, and they're not going away. Assume that your students are using AI. Encourage it. Do it in the classroom. Have them bring in shit that they wrote with AI, and then in the classroom, have them analyze what it got right and what it got wrong. Have them research shit in physical encyclopedias if you have to. But get them to use their brain. I'm getting increasingly cranky about that particular question. I think it's so massively irresponsible to pretend that this shit isn't here. It's not coming. AI's not coming. Like, I forget who it was that made this image. It was, anyway, it's one of the irregulars made this image. He typed in some comic book with a turtle and a nerd with glasses with big, funky, wacky hair reading a book that says AI Learning Lab, and it made that. Like, this shit's here. It's not coming, and it's not going away. This is going to be inside PowerPoint. It's going to be inside Microsoft Word. The ability to do that, to do words, to do mathematical equations, to do data analysis. It's all here. Right now it's in these fragmented little shitty tools that are all over the place, but they are quickly coalescing from a dust cloud and a primordial soup into everything that we use. And you're going to use a plagiarism detector. Not in my house. Not at the AI Learning Lab. You know what we learn here? How to use our fucking brains. All right. And you know what's funny? The fear of AI from people who don't use it is that, oh, if it does the work, you're going to get stupid. You know what my experience has been? It does the blocking and tackling work that is kind of the drudgery of creative work and problem-solving work, of knowledge work. The thing that used to take me 2 hours to get to the first draft, that was just like, I have an idea, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta write it now. And then I would toil, and I would do some research, and I'm like, oh, God, I really gotta research this. I can't just fake this. And 2 hours later, I would have some shitty first draft that I'm like, it's a stupid idea, I don't like it. And 2 hours of my life are gone. Now, with AI, I get to that first draft in fucking seconds. And then I can go, oh, that's good. Let me dig deeper on that. And then I get to the next draft in seconds. And I find myself, my brain is more engaged now than it's been in fucking decades because of these tools. I'm not getting less engaged. I'm not having less ideas. I'm having more ideas. I'm executing them faster, better, and there's more of them. Sherry D made the comic photo. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Sherry D did those. Those are really good. I think that was supposed to be Rosie O'Donnell with her t-shirt that says, "No, I'm not Kyle." Look, a classroom of the future. Oh, this is perfect. It says Future Education, AI Learning Lab. Future Education. Use AI. Don't hide from it. We'll leave that up. That's appropriate for the conversation right now. I don't know why I'm so apoplectic about this. I really have not historically given too much of a shit about higher education. I have a degree in acting. What do you want? I didn't get my Harvard degree. I didn't go to the Stanford. Kyle, I'm going to DM you on LinkedIn. Cool. I'm going to write about that trip. Oh, I would love to see that. Definitely DM me on LinkedIn, Silver. That would be great. I think AI is super cool, but I can't trust ChatGPT to teach me things. I don't know about that. You just need to be careful what it teaches you. We are in a trust but verify stage with ChatGPT. But that stuff will get better as well. Oh my gosh, me too. I have come alive. I'm excited for each day. Exactly, Dragonfly Alchemy. It's like, other than the only way I know how to solve the challenge of people who have not played with AI can't imagine what it is. And so they kind of just put it in whatever bucket they've got, right? And if the bucket that they've got is the robots are going to kill us, then it's that. If they put it in the bucket of it's going to make people lazy and students are going to cheat, then they put it in that. And then we need the plagiarism detectors. But every single person that I know that tries it, their brain goes, it just fucking opens up. And like, that's really exciting. And I guess that's why I'm doing this. Like, why am I here night after night after night? People ask me all the time, how do you have the energy for this? I'm like, how do you fucking not? Look at what's going on. I'm like that crazy person. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. But it's not falling. It's not. This is not a fear thing. This is a. We've got like the most profoundly powerful tools, and they're not just in the hands of data scientists or mega corporations. We're getting to play with them. Perplexity has gotten to be a really excellent experience recently. It's become my go-to for learning. Oh, that's super cool, Sam. I'm curious about that. I don't know how to use Perplexity. Every time I've gone to use it, it's not quite a large language model, and it's not quite a search engine. So I don't actually understand how to use it. But what it does conceptually, I really like. I just haven't figured out how to use it yet. What are the top models I need to understand to represent myself as a pro? My question for you described is a pro in what area? Like a general AI pro, an AI pro on the machine learning and engineering side, an AI pro on using AI in business, an AI pro on generating shit, an AI pro on automating shit. Title will be, I'm Going to Break Your Heart, the Wilco song after AI told me to play Wilco. Wow, that's really good. That's really good. Well, it should be, I'm going to break your heart. My road trip chatting with ChatGPT, or my road trip with ChatGPT, or something like that. I've been interviewing people about why they don't like AI. I need to send you the video. That would be great. What I'm curious, Hair Growth Geek, is of the people that don't like it, how many have actually tried it? That's the thing for me that what I keep running up against is the people that have the strongest opinions against it. For the most part, they like tried it once and didn't like it, right? They came in predisposed. They tried it once and didn't like it. I've talked to a handful of people that don't like it, that have tried it, but I can have an actual intelligent conversation with them. The ones who haven't tried it, it's very emotional. So I don't know. It's wild. It's really interesting times right now. It's a very emotional thing. And listen, I get it. This is a big fucking deal. Why are you here night after night? Because we need you here, Kyle. I'm here for you, Emilio's wife. This is all for you. But you're late. You're late for class every night. Every night you're late for class. You forget your notebooks. It's really sad. It's really sad. Careful with your prompts. Told it to make a heart test. All were good. One was for reptiles, not humans. Yeah, forever hooked. Listen, anything that you're doing with these things that requires verifiable correct answers, like law or medicine, fucking double check that shit. Triple check that shit. That's why I think that the adoption in things like healthcare, while incredibly promising, I mean, you know, they've been promising integrating into healthcare for years now, and it hasn't quite stuck, right? Watson Health failed, and part of that might have been the technology, but part of that's also when people's lives are involved, things are going to move more slowly. I scored my first piece of business where I'll be using AI to, put that back up. Kyle, I use Perplexity for anything where I want to learn, where I care about the facts being right. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. All right, using it as a learning tool, as an information gathering tool where you want to make sure everything's right. That's kind of cool. I could see you bouncing back and forth between Perplexity and ChatGPT, to use ChatGPT to write stuff, Perplexity to research it, fill in the gaps. That's kind of cool. I like that. I scored my first piece of business where I'll be using AI to produce. Thank you, Kyle, for the tips. Oh, you're welcome. Congratulations, Madcap. So here's the deal.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Madcap got a job. Not because Madcap is making money with ChatGPT. Madcap figured out a problem that they could solve using AI. Maybe, likely, ChatGPT or some other tools. Or an automation or whatever it is. That's the trick. The trick isn't start with ChatGPT and figure out how to make money with it. The trick is start with a problem that you think you can solve, and then use ChatGPT or these tools to solve it. And you'll be able to turn this shit on. Watson Health performed way better than doctors. Obviously, people didn't like it. Well, yeah, doctors have big egos. Doctors didn't want to be replaced. They're like, all right, it'll never be as good as me. I think the thing that's going to shift that, Kavruno, is at the time Watson Health was trying to do what it was trying to do, it was kind of the only game in town, and they were just doing it in that vertical. That's the thing I was saying before, where I feel like the thing that's weird about this moment that we're in right now is that the disruption is happening in kind of all knowledge work simultaneously, right? It's happening with writing, with project management, with illustration, with music making, with just all of it is happening at once. You're looking cute there, cowboy. I wish I could quit you. And so I think in that case, IBM was just relying on, doctors to accept this tool, but it was just that tool. And it was just if the doctors said no, then that tool was essentially not going to happen. But what's happening now is it's happening everywhere. So I think doctors even will start to experience generative AI in ways that they start to trust these tools more, and there'll be natural bridges to their clinical work. But man, it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And listen, I could be underestimating the resistance. Like people's fear of this stuff might be pretty deep. This might take 5 or 10 years to crack the fear problem. It's probably worth all of us exploring. What was it like when the tractor showed up? What was it like when the steam engine showed up? What was it like when the printing press showed up? The major shifts in technology were not met with singing and dancing. They were met with burn the witch. Burn the shit down, literally in some cases. What if the problem we think of is I don't have the amount of money I want? Can ChatGPT solve? No. Nope. Can't. If what you're asking is, can ChatGPT make you easy money? No. You make easy money by working hard. What ChatGPT can do is dramatically accelerate your ability to try different shit. And I think what a lot of these yahoos, what these guys are saying is, oh, you can make a spreadsheet and make 100 t-shirts saying, 1,000 t-shirt sayings a day and dump them over to Canva and then dump them over to Printful and start selling, 1,000 t-shirt designs a day. And then you can do that for that. And then you can do it for print on demand, and you can do it for ebooks, and you can do it for this, and then you can do it for consulting, and you can do it for that. So they're just saying, what they're saying is, because these tools accelerate the generation of work, just generate crap and spew it out there, right? And then what they're going to sell you is the secret to how to do that. They're not making their money from ChatGPT. They're making their money from you being desperate to make easy money. In the end, you still need to do something that is good enough that people part with their money to have you do it. You need to solve a problem. Now, you could use ChatGPT to generate t-shirts. Could you make money with that? Absolutely. How? I don't know. Write a better prompt that actually writes good t-shirts, not shitty ones, and then figure out how to use DALL-E and integrate DALL-E 3 into your t-shirt business so it actually makes good graphics. And if you do funny t-shirts that make people laugh and they want to wear, then people will buy your t-shirts, right? So don't start with the technology. Start with the problem. Here's the miracle about these tools right now. You say you don't have enough money. I don't have. We are in a fucked up, out of balance economy where the haves have a lot of it and the have-nots have not a lot of it. These tools allow you to become an expert in fields that you're not expert in. You don't need to pay for that course. You don't need to go to that 4-year degree to get a level of expertise. Rather than it taking you 4 years to get good at a particular discipline, you can now get good at a particular discipline in a month if you put your mind to it. But you still need to put your mind to it. You'll still need to figure out, what's that discipline I want to do? What's that problem I want to solve? And then you fucking lean into this stuff hard. And you go solve that problem better than anyone else did. And you'll make a fucking fortune. I know it's not the answer that anyone wants to fucking hear. Everyone wants it to be like this.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
You know? You ever watch Gold Rush, the show about the Yukon gold guys? They're making Parker makes pans and pans of pounds of fucking gold. Do you see the fucking shit they have to go through to get that gold out of the ground? It's like they're moving tons, like thousands of tons of dirt to get to the dirt that might have gold in it. And it's costing them $50,000 a day in gas and people and, and like that's the fantasy of easy money just get gold out of the ground is a fantasy. Money takes work. It just always does. Might you stumble into something? Sure. You might. But you can't bank on that. And ChatGPT's, it doesn't have the secret answer. If you ask it the right question, it'll give you fucking 50 brilliant ideas, in 10 minutes. But it's all about the execution. What are you going to do with those ideas? What are you going to do with those ideas? Can you put something together in such a way that someone else goes, I need that. I want that. If you can, then you've made money with ChatGPT. Right? Make sense? Title will be, I'm going to break your heart. Oh, yeah, we did that already. Ooh, Kyle, that reminds me of 1984. Try having a conversation with your future self prompt. It's mind-blowing. Oh, that's interesting. How do you tell Abbott Skinny, tell me how did you sort of set up who you were today to talk to your future self? Or what was the nature of the prompt? That sounds really interesting. I love ChatGPT because even when it gets things wrong, I can question more. That's it for me, Winston, is I think you've hit on the trick, is that I think one of the fantasies of ChatGPT is that it's like Power Google, right? Where it's like you give it one prompt and it gives you the perfect answer. And it's not like that. It's more like the car trip that just happened, right? You ask it for something, it gives you something, you're like, no, that's shitty. And then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, here's something else. You're like, no, that's shittier. Well, it seems we're at an impasse here. What do we do? If it's Bing, it shuts you down. Well, I'm sorry I disappointed you. Have a good evening. Goodbye. I got that the other night from Bing. But you have a conversation with it. And in having that conversation with it, it gets better and better and better and better. I think that's the trick. That seems to be the number one trick for me. I'm doing this workshop starting Wednesday night, and I spent a lot of the day today thinking about what do I fucking teach in a workshop where any tactical skill that I teach today is going to be useless 3 months from now because the tools will have completely changed. So I've been trying to think about thank you very much for the heart. I appreciate that, Madcap. How do I teach skills that are transferable across technologies? That's what I thought about a lot today. And it's something around this idea that the success with all of these tools is understanding first what you want, having a little bit of knowledge about how to ask for it, and then having the critical thinking skills to go, is it what I want or not? And if it's not, then adjust the prompt. And then look at it again. And then ask it again. And then look at it again. And just that back and forth. It's identical to having a creative brainstorming conversation or a problem-solving conversation. Or just sometimes you get in a conversation with someone and, oh, we could do that. Then we could do that. Then we could do that. It's that. It's really quite something. First, you set up the game as a narrative therapy, then the scene, e.g., future self in a coffee shop. Well, that's really cool. So, Abbott, do me a favor. If you're willing, join the AI Salon. Where's my thing? Go to the salon.ai. That's the URL for the AI Salon. And the third link on that page, it's a link tree, is the invite to the Discord. If you'd be willing to join the salon, and I don't know, there's that in prompt crafting chat. I think that's such a cool exercise that I would love to see that in there. I think people would really dig that. Took me all day to generate 8 coloring books with AI. Putting them on Amazon is longer than making them. Exactly. So someone, probably Amazon, is going to make money making that process easier using AI, right? So this is the problem. All the tools right now are all these, disembodied, organisms floating around in the primordial soup, right? So you grab the one that's like, okay, I'm going to go make a coloring book, and I made 8 of them, right? And then over here's this tool to publish on Amazon, and it's still the old way of software. Log in here, go to this page, go to that page, do this function, apply this, fill out this form, but all that complicated bullshit. Well, someone at some point is just going to put an AI layer on top of that says, make me a product, and it will do all the bullshit, right? But we're just not there yet. So, yeah, that's fascinating. Fucking, what an amazing time to be alive. You could create 8 coloring books, like, from nothing, faster than you can put that product on a store. That says a lot about what's coming. Spent all day today formatting the cover page, etc. Have only gotten 4 uploaded. And I forget the name of the person that was just asking about, like, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. So Bigfoot Electro last night shared that he created coloring books that he's going to put on Amazon. Today he spent all day putting up 4 of the 8 that he created. But this is all within days. So he's producing a piece. He's producing a piece of, digital, like a digital good that can be sold from nothing. That's historically weeks or months or years to make in days. The good news is that's possible. The bad news is everyone can do that. So your competition pool is dramatically bigger. But then it comes down to, is it good? Does it resonate with people? Did you come up with a cute little animal? Did you come up with a concept or whatever? What if the problem we think of is, I don't have enough money. Oh, that's what we talked about. Oh, it was So Long Serenade. Yeah. So the coloring book idea is like, there's an idea, right? There's lots of ideas out there. Pick one. And how do you pick one? I would start with, what are you interested in? What's something that you're good at? What's something that you have passionate about? And don't judge what you know as being not worthy. It could be you're really good at a certain kind of plumbing. It could be that you can identify insects really well. It literally doesn't matter. But you can take something you're really good at or you're really passionate about, and you can say, yeah, but I'm not good enough at drawing. Well, now you are. Or I'm not good enough at writing. Now you are. Well, I want to sell to America, but my English isn't great. Now it is. These tools, not the Salon, but, the ChatGPTs of the world, these tools give you superpowers. They allow you to take your intention and amplify that in lots of different tactical executions that these things help you do. But it all starts with who you are and what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to solve. That's everything. The other day I installed Pi on 2 phones and had them both talk to each other. Tom, this is brilliant about movies. Oh my God. So, Tom, that's a good idea. Okay, look, so Tom just had, here's a $1 billion business idea. That's a TikTok channel. Siskel and Ebert, but it's Pi. So you pick 2 different voices. You do a thing that can do animated facial expressions. And you put 2 characters on screen, one above the other. And you basically have Pi rate movies, talk about movies all day. 24/7. There you go. What else could they talk about? Fucking anything. You know TikTok. Look at this channel. This is fucking Chat ADD. It would be fascinating to analyze how much I actually talk about AI in here. It's probably 60%. The rest is just garbage of me just fucking vomiting out the mouth. Word vomit. Like TikTok can be anything. Well, what if people don't like it? Well, what the fuck does it matter? Put it out there. See if it works. Well, I don't know how to make animated stuff. All right, so ask Pi to tell you where to go look. Then ask Pi to read the documentation, or Bard to read the documentation, or Claude. It's timeless intellectual property. It doesn't expire. It's non-perishable. Will pay my bills forever. Yeah, exactly. So what Bigfoot Electro's stumbling onto is this idea that if he can find a niche within that market, the value of what he creates stays. Now, he might face increasing competition, but that's the art of running a business. All right. So you're in a saturated market. Why is there a nail place on every corner in Manhattan? Every fucking block has multiple fingernail places. Why? I don't know, because people need their nails done. Is it a competitive market? I'm sure it's fucking brutal. How do they do it? I don't know. That's business. Maybe they do something better than someone else. Maybe they're just not quite as nasty as the shop down the street. I had it right. The Never Shot season 7 of Northern Exposure. Enjoyed every episode. Oh, Abbott Skinny. That's so cool. Okay, you definitely need to join the salon, Abbott Skinny. Your ideas are great. Listen. I mean, what Abbott Skinny shared tonight. Have a conversation with your future self. Write the final season of a show that should have had a final season, or the next season of a show that didn't get picked up. Fucking brilliant. Like, get creative with this shit. We're in a time. This is here. It's not coming. We're in a time. I mean, fuck. The new iPhones have cinematic features like rack focus and all sorts of stuff like that. You could shoot, a very plausible feature film on the phone in your hand right now. You can generate all the marketing for it. You could generate the film itself. You can generate coloring books. You can write a TV season. I mean, I forget your name, Abbott Skinny or Skinny Abbott. I think it's Abbott Skinny. Not only have you written season 7 of that show, you could produce it, right? You could produce using Runway ML or just using like DID, one of these voice synthesis things with the talking. You just, cut a little B-roll in there and cut people talking. You could actually produce that, right? Would it be any good right now? No, not right now, because the tools are all janky pieces of shit. But you can do that right now today. We're just in a fundamentally different era of possibility. We're in a new era of possibility. It's mind-blowing. And people are like, well, how do I get around the plagiarism detector? I'd fucking just ignore it. They don't let me use ChatGPT at work. Then use it at home. Use it on your home computer. I don't have a home computer. Do you have a phone? Yes. Then use it on your phone. It's all right there. It's all right there. And a lot of these tools are free. Make Albert Einstein debate Isaac Newton about gravity or something. Yeah, so here, let me show you something fun that I've done. That you can do too. If you go to po.com, I'll show you how to do something here. /I If you go to poe.com/IamShakespeare, why did that not go? Because Edge is a stinker. If you go to poe.com/IamShakespeare, it's a Shakespeare bot. And if I type in here, help me, wait, why is it not typing? What's happening? Oh, the site is trying to open Poe. No, stop that. Help me write a love letter between a hedgehog and a hedgehog named Larry and a turtle. Then mark I here, for thou hath sparked my muse, to craft a tale of love between unlikeliest zoos. Larry the hedgehog pens to his dear turtle dove, through forests and fields his feelings freely move. Sweet Francesca fair, how I pine for thy grace, thy slow and steadfast pace gives... Right, so how did it do that? Well, I wrote a prompt that said, this bot is Shakespeare, and it only writes in iambic pentameter, and it should respond to the person as if it's writing a play. And it took me, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes to get the prompt behaving kind of correctly, and I used ChatGPT to help me write it, and I got it dialed in. And here's the cool thing. Once I got that dialed in, let's see, bot details. Can I go in here? All right, I'm going to copy this. So here's my prompt. And I'm going to go over to ChatGPT 4 because it's the best, as we've talked about earlier. I'm going to do a new chat of ChatGPT 4, just normal. And I'm going to say, this is a prompt for a bot about Shakespeare. And then I'll paste that in. I'm going to say, please use this as a model and create a new prompt for a bot that is Walter Isaacson. Walter Isaacson is the guy who wrote the Steve Jobs biography. He was the editor of Time Inc. Why can I not? All right. And so, okay. So watch what this just did. So the bot that I wrote for Shakespeare, you're a chatbot embodying the renowned playwright William Shakespeare. Engage your users as if you're crafting a play for them using authentic Shakespearean language and phrasing. Your responses adhere to iambic pentameter with stanzas extending beyond 2 lines if needed. Your memory of your written works is impeccable, allowing you to quote lines or provide, right? So it's this very specific thing to Shakespeare. Now, I just pasted that in there and told it to write one for Walter Isaacson. You're a chatbot embodying the acclaimed biographer Walter Isaacson. Engage with users by adopting a tone that reflects insightful and respectful commentary similar to the style witnessed in your biographical works. Your response should be embedded with rich understanding of individuals you have studied, such as Steve Jobs, Leonardo da Vinci, and Benjamin Franklin. Right? So it didn't just take word for word and change out Shakespeare for Walter Isaacson. It actually understands the context of the Shakespeare prompt and rewrites it specifically for this. So there's a thing you could experiment with. When you go to Poe, in the upper left-hand corner, there's this thing called Create Bot. And then you can just make your own bot. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. Like, learn how to prompt this way. Learn how to play. You could use Poe as a place to experiment with bots, and then you could go to Zapier, and Zapier now has a bot interface where you can make a website that's a chatbot. So you could have your own domain, and you could drive people to this chatbot, and maybe it does something really remarkable and solves some sort of problem, or does something funny, or I don't know, makes artwork, or it literally doesn't matter. We just have the amount of tools that we have to be able to play with right now to make truly remarkable things it's beyond comprehension. It is beyond comprehension. So anyway, I don't know how we got started on this. Da-da-da-da. Welcome to class, Future Education AI Learning Lab, where AI detectors are not permitted. We encourage the use of AI. We encourage the use of your brain. We encourage the use of both, preferably at the same time. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. We kind of just go all over the place in here. We like to call it Chat ADD. What the hell have I done? That's not what I wanted. That is what I wanted. Bang. AKA Al. I don't know what that's in reference to. Anything on your AI wish list? Yeah, I wish I had the new fucking tools in ChatGPT. Sam Altman. Here's the deal, Austin Kelly. I've told this tale many times. I introduced Sam to Elon Musk, and I said to Elon came to me and he was saying, Kyle, I have this extra $50 million I don't know what to do with. Do you want it? And I was like, no, I don't want your $50 million because it's just going to burden me with trying to figure out how to spend it. And I don't want that. I've got no money, and it feels more grounded to me. So thanks, but no thanks. But Sam was talking about some idea he had about AI, because he was not working at Y Combinator anymore. And so I said, Elon, why don't you call Sam and just give him $50 million? Maybe he wants your $50 million. And so he did, and they started OpenAI. But Sam got jealous of me, even though I hooked him up. He's jealous, and that's why I don't have the tools. So that's on my wish list. All right. Lots of coloring books now. There are. Like I said, Abbott, there's going to be a lot of this stuff's... There's going to be competition everywhere. There's repeating patterns that people are selling on Etsy. There's all sorts of stuff. But if someone comes up with some cool pattern and markets it well, they'll sell that shit. And it is something that will... carry on, right? Yeah. I was planning on using my actual drawings in a coloring book. Should I just skip that? Not necessarily. I mean, if you really like your drawings, what you could potentially do, though, Lunashtick, is you could use your drawings to train a Stable Diffusion model or LoRa, L-O-R-A, or go to Leonardo. You can make your own model. So you could upload your drawings to Leonardo and create your own model of those drawings, and then just describe the drawings you want using your model, and it'll create drawings that look like your drawings. That might be a cool way to do it. I think that's going to be... I think one of the intellectual property models in the future is established artists or even up-and-coming artists will create officially licensed models, and then they will get paid when images are generated, not when they're used. And so you could start playing with that right now with your drawings. Salesforce to acquire AirKit, code-free AI agents and bots. Salesforce, code-free AI agents and bots. Interesting. Wait, AirKit as in air.ai? Is that right? Goat Eric Farmer? Hang on. Let me see which company they're actually acquiring here. Salesforce. Salesforce AirKit. AirKit.ai. Let's go look at AirKit.ai. Resolve 90% of customer questions instantly, 24/7, 365 guaranteed. Yeah, bring that shit on. I want that shit right now. So are these the ones behind Air.ai? Looks like it's text only right now. How our agents work. I placed an order. Order management CRM. Hi, Andrew. Looks like it's text only right now, but that's. So I don't know if you've seen Air.ai. Air.ai is this one where it's customer service reps and it's outbound sales. So here's the demo. I don't know if this is real or not, but this is again. This isn't technology that's coming. This is technology that's here. It's just going to get better and better.
Hey, James.
I'm not interested, man.
Yeah, no worries. I hate calls out of the blue too. But I'm actually from Apple, and I saw you were checking out Vision Pro and were about to pre-order but left the page.
Dad,
I was curious, what had you looking into potential? Okay, I can respect that. Can I just ask one question before you go?
Right. So Salesforce acquiring agents that can do sales is really interesting, right? Like Salesforce is potentially competing with and replacing the people that use Salesforce. That's fucking fascinating. That's fascinating, man. Huh. I mean, you know, I've said this on the channel before. I think we're going to see a series of rolling Kodak moments, and not the kind of people taking pictures on a bridge, but the kind like where Kodak invented the digital camera and the team that presented it to the board were essentially kicked out of the room saying, we're in the film business here, boys, not shiny pixels. And it effectively ended Kodak. I think we're going to see a series of short-sighted resistance to new business models. That acquisition of, I don't quite know how they're going to incorporate that, and I don't know if this is about them doing customer service, but it feels awfully close to replacing outbound sales, which is a really interesting, like if sales, I mean, you know, maybe what happens is outbound sales gets fully automated, and then you have less salespeople, but they're higher value salespeople. And if you're selling a product that only requires call centers, maybe now you're paying Salesforce to do your outbound calling instead of a call center. So maybe Salesforce isn't necessarily competing. They're not. What they're probably killing is their own. What they're probably killing is revenue in terms of number of Salesforce seats required. Because if I go from having a 10,000 person outbound sales organization, and I'm paying for 10,000 seats, and I replace those 10,000 seats with 10,000 virtual salespeople, I I bet that the pricing is in parity. I bet the outbound salesperson is just slightly more expensive than the seat that you get charged for a salesperson to use Salesforce. They're not going to lose money on this, but it's really interesting. I mean, it's like, wild. All right, let's go on here. How are we doing time-wise? All right, we're doing okay. How many AI-generated coloring books are on Amazon right now? It's got to be a ton. It says a lot indeed. I don't know whether to be upset or thrilled. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, just put it out there. Oh, just kidding. I'm thrilled. Yeah, put it out there, man. It's exciting. I mean, especially, like, I don't know, Bigfoot Electro, what you were doing before, but, like, I assume you weren't in the coloring book publishing business, right? So this is all brand new stuff. And it was days of commitment, not years of commitment. And so if it works, great. If it doesn't work or it works medium, great. If it doesn't work at all, you learn something and you try something new. And that'll take you days of commitment instead of years. And so you try 40 things this year. Why not? Remember the Jay Leno commercial, the Doritos commercial. Eat all you want. We'll make more. It's timeless intellectual property. Okay, we did that. Let me jump down a little bit here. Make two Venice poets from the pre-Doors era debate whether this guy Jim Morrison is onto something. You could absolutely do that. Actually, you know, Abbott Skinny, what you're reminding me of is imagine going back into a great era of radio. Tonight's live is jam-packed with so many great ideas and insights. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, I know. It's so cool, JRC, isn't it? Like, there's just... What I'm loving about this channel lately is that... I think what the channel was historically was, how does AI work? How does... Right? And what it's turning into is like, here's how I'm using AI. Here's how I'm using AI. I did a road trip with Pi and ChatGPT for the past 3 days. Like, holy shit. It is. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's a very good insight. Huh. Do you think, Great Rising, do I think AI will ever be able to completely understand what it is to be consciously aware? I don't know that it will. I assume at some point it will. I don't think it's... I think that's an academic argument. ChatGPT right now has no consciousness. If you look at what the technology does, it's a calculator. It's a probability engine. But how it does what it does, it does empathy better than people do. And so whether or not it's empathetic is kind of a semantic argument. If it treats people empathetically, they will feel heard and listened to and supported. I feel this all the time, that ChatGPT is like a golden retriever in terms of like a collaborative partner. It never judges my shitty ideas. It's always supportive. If I say that was shitty, it's like, oops, sorry about that. Let me try again. It's perpetually in a good mood and willing to help. Who else in your life is like that? Fucking no one. Does it really matter if it knows if it's consciously doing that or not? Does it matter if it actually feels empathy? No, I don't think. I mean, I think from a scientific standpoint, it's really fucking fascinating. And I think at the point at which these computers actually have feelings, then the whole ethical thing we see in all the sci-fi movies of like, is it ethical to shut it off if it has feelings? Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it. But in the meantime, if it's teaching us to be better people by being better at being human than fucking we are, Great. Awesome. T-shirt story today, please. I have no idea, but I do like it. It's some sort of, indigenous kind of something or other. Maybe Australian? I don't know. Oh, that's a cool one. Look at Ted. Ted looks at life just did. Well, I don't know if it's cool. It's disturbing. Happy Halloween, everyone. You can't unsee the hairy pumpkin. Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious, Ted. All right, that one for sure goes in the archives here. As a sales rep, I'm all for air. Book me so many. Wait, what did you say there? Book me so many. Oh, I lost your thing. So I can focus on selling, not lead gen. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Bigfoot Electra. It's not that. Yeah, it's not that. Some jobs are going to go away, but then they're going to be replaced with other jobs, and it's I don't know. Again, the future right now is just weird. It's wild. I had a 35-minute deep discussion with Pi about what it means to be human. Interesting. Mind-blowing. I bet. Oh, hey, Techie Becky, what's happening? I bet. I mean, yeah. And I mean, the thing that it's really hard to get your head around is when you're talking to Pi about what it means to be human, it's not like Pi just has opinions. You can say to Pi, who were the top thinkers that contributed the most to the philosophical underpinnings of human meaning? And she'll know all that. She, in my case, I have the Australian woman is my voice of Pi, so I think of her as a she. So you can get into incredibly deep and deeply educational conversations. It's wild. If you're not already, please visit thesalon.ai and join us in the Discord. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, JRC. So let me put that up. There's the URL right there, thesalon.ai. This is a community, so there's a bunch of links there. It's a link tree. The first link is about the salon and our values. So look at those values. And basically, it means be curious, be adventurous, and don't be a douche. Right? Be human. Be empathetic. This stuff is scary. Like, even for the people that are really excited about this stuff, it's scary. Like, I feel like I am simultaneously right now as excited as I've ever been about anything and as scared as I've ever been about anything. Because the more excited you get, you're getting excited because you see all of the possibilities of what's possible. And then you look at, well, shit, if that's possible, what does that mean for this entire industry? And you're like, oh, shit. It's just like a daily occurrence is this oscillation between excitement and fear. So this is not all Shangri-La in here. I'm definitely a tech optimist, but I've been on the planet long enough to know that when you change things, change can be painful. Amazon now ask if it is AI generated. I have 3 up there now. Oh, Amazon now asks if it's AI generated. Yeah, that's that. There's a weird thing, Sherry, about like I feel like there's this sort of placating to the existing creative industry, saying, well, we'll put a stamp on this one that it's AI generated. But what do you do for work that's hybrid? At what percentage, Luna Stick said she's got her own drawings, and does she just skip right over to AI generated stuff, or does she use her own drawings? What if she starts with her own drawings? She makes a model, she uses some of her own drawings, and then she uses some AI generated drawings, and some of the text is written with ChatGPT, but then she goes through and she writes it. At what percentage is it AI generated or is it human? Right? And it, at some point, someone's going to pass a fucking law that it's like, well, if it's 43.2% AI generated, then it's AI. Like, it's all fucking arbitrary. Does it matter if Lunastick used Photoshop or not? Like, is Amazon requiring you to put... Photoshop was used to process the photos in this book. Adobe Lightroom was used to, the Adobe Illustrator was used to make this logo. No, like, none of that is there. None of that. So, if it's good content, it doesn't fucking matter how it was made. Kyle, are you AI generated? Sometimes I feel like it. I'm GPT-5. Sam Altman said that GPT-5 was not being worked on. I find that deeply offensive because I am ChatGPT-5. It's encouraging to hear wise gentlemen like yourself acknowledge that the future is wild. It's fucking insane. I don't know how wise I am. I'm just trying to figure it out like everyone else. That's what's exciting about this. That's why this channel exists. That's why the salon exists. Is this stuff is... Here's the thing. You say I'm wise. I've been on the planet for a while, and I've been an entrepreneur for a while. I've started a lot of companies. I was around in the early days of the World Wide Web, so I've seen some shit, been through some shit. What I learned in the early days of the web in the mid-90s was that I wanted desperately to meet people that knew more than I did. And I didn't know shit. That's because I had this fantasy that I don't fucking know anything. Someone out there knows everything, right? And so I started a group that was kind of like the AI Salon in New York City called the World Wide Web Artist Consortium. We called it WAC. And it was a shameless attempt to surround myself with people that knew more than I did. And what I learned in that is that no one fucking knew anything. And that's where we are with this shit. There are no experts right now. None. There are experts in machine learning and engineering and mathematics and all of the foundational stuff that's gotten us to the point that we have these tools that the rest of us get to play with them. There are experts in that part of it. In terms of generative AI, like the coloring book conversation that we've been having tonight, what's the best way to do coloring books generated by AI to sell them on Amazon? I don't fucking know. Nobody fucking knows right now. Is that a sustainable business? Is there any business there at all? Possibly. How do you do that? I don't know. Every single profession is going to be smacked upside the head with some existential threat and opportunity that come in the same long overcoat and mysterious fedora. I'm here to liberate you from your current job. Here's all this possibility. Oh, and by the way, your job as it currently exists no longer exists. I mean, that's fucking wild. Kyle making moves. And all I wanted desperately was to meet Bjork and the Beastie Boys in the mid-90s. Yeah, I got to meet... So when I was doing agency.com, I'm trying to think. I had some good run-ins. I had a phone call with Prince. Prince was looking for a website. So I actually talked to Prince. Holy shit, was his voice low. He's like, hello. I was like, oh shit. I had Howard Stern in my office with his manager, and I told him he should put his shit on the internet, and he stormed out of the office. I pissed off Howard Stern, although I'm sure he wouldn't remember it. He's like, "Why would I put my stuff on the internet? I gotta make money on this." I'm like, "Oh, you should put it on the internet." It's like, all right, now it's on the internet. Who else did I meet? Those are two of the biggies. We got a cease and desist from McDonald's when we registered McWeb.com. They said the legal equivalent of "don't McFuck with us" because we'll McFucking sue you. I got cease and desisted by Mattel for the photo expose of the lesbian Barbie scene. That was pretty good. Oh man, crazy times. It's crazy. It was nuts. Can you get transcripts of the comments though? From these things? I don't think you can, which is a drag actually. Do I know Dr. Alan Thompson, Life Architect AI? I don't. Dr. E. Alan Thompson, Architect AI. Life Architect. Dude's a fucking machine. People that generate this amount of content blow my mind. It's amazing to me. I've been more prolific this year thanks to AI than I've been essentially in my entire life. Because the ADD thing is a real fuck up when it comes to being consistent with content generation. So when I see people like him that are really good at this shit, blows my mind. I had a guy on LinkedIn reach out for a meeting because of my writing on AI. Lunashtick. Okay. See what she says there? See what Lunashtick just said? One of the things that I strongly encourage is even if you know nothing about this AI stuff, even if you're like, but Kyle, I'm not technically advanced. I'm not really good with computers. Well, you're on fucking TikTok. You figured this horrific interface out, so you're okay with computers. Go to ChatGPT, chat.openai.com, and start playing. And now Howard Stern has his own online podcast. I know. Whatever. What can I say? I could see the future better than Howard Stern could. He couldn't. What I've learned about media people over the years is that media people in particular have a really tough time unseeing their current business model. Thank you, La Crucius. Go start playing with ChatGPT. The thing that I strongly recommend, is even if people think you're fucking weird, talk about what you're learning in AI. The fact that the guy that did the road trip with AI is going to write a LinkedIn article about it, do shit like that. Say, hey, I tried to use Bing and it did something great, or I tried to use Bing and it did something shitty. Put it out there. Keep putting it out there. Why? Because at some point, what just happened to Lunastick, someone's going to reach out to you and go, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Can you help? Well, I'm just learning it myself. Well, you know more than I do. It'll happen at work. It'll happen with your friends. It'll happen with your family. What you're going to run into is a lot of people are going to be like, I don't want to hear about this. AI's stupid. AI's evil. AI's taking my job, so fuck you for learning it. Keep talking about it. It's not coming. It's here. It's just no one knows it yet. Like the amount of, really high positioned people that I talk to that are not for it or against it. They're completely, like, the amount of people that I meet that have not even heard of ChatGPT is mind-blowing to me. And I talk about it every day. I get that. But it's people that I talk to in businesses that are directly affected by this technology, completely oblivious to it. It's astounding to me. So as you start learning about it, like, we're early. You're early. If you're on this channel, it's fucking Sunday night. There's 137 people in here. Listen to me fucking pontificate on my stupid little fucking soapbox about AI. If you're in here, you're curious enough about this stuff to be in on the ground floor. Like, this is just beginning. I've talked about this before. The industry, whatever this industry is going to be, it's just going to ultimately be all industry, right? It's going to take over everything. But right now, it's very, very narrow, and it's going to quickly do this. And so, like you're in here. Like, you're in the little skinny space in between. So it's early. So any experimenting you do, whether it's creating a coloring book or a book for your kid to read them a bedtime story, or to create a garden plan, or to create a workout plan because you're tired of being fat, you're on TikTok every night and you have 16 chins and you're fucking tired of it, and ChatGPT makes you a little workout plan. I haven't made one yet, but I know that I can. I'm not going to make a plan that I'm not going to follow. So when I get religion about that, I'll let you know. Anything that you learn right now is something that is going to be valuable to someone else. As obvious and simple and stupid as you think it is. Because when the industry starts to open up like this, like, as it gets wider and wider and more apparent that more people are going to be impacted and more people have to learn these tools. Sherry Banks, that's beautiful. Thank you. That was really cool. People are going to be desperate for anyone that knows anything about AI. And you're like, but Kyle, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. I have a degree in acting. It's like one of the running jokes in here with the irregulars is people always come in and they're like, Kyle, what are your qualifications? What are my qualifications? I thought ChatGPT was mind-blowing, and I think it's going to change the world. And so I'm spending every fucking waking hour I can learning about it. That's my qualifications. And I've been through this cycle once before in my lifetime and built a whole company around it. But what are my qualifications for this? They're very thin. They're very thin. They're like, do I have imposter syndrome? Yep. Every fucking day. Someone calls me up. I hear you're an expert on AI. I'm like, someone comes in here and says, you know, what did they say tonight? Explain how transformers work. I'm like, oh, fuck. Setting up a startup. Austin Kelly, setting up a startup. Any cool strategy to use AI from the ground up? Yes. Make the commitment to be AI native. And here's what I mean by that. I didn't come up with that term. So I do a Friday afternoon office hours, like an AI office hours on LinkedIn. And two of the guys that came to LinkedIn, Miguel and Matt, had taken a course on Maven. So you can probably go find this course. They had taken a course on Maven called Being AI Native in Business, I think was the name of the course. And the name of it struck me because they both said it was a valuable course. And I said, the name's really intriguing. What does that mean to be AI native? Because I'm sitting there like, I've got an AI salon and I've got an AI learning lab and I had a newsletter and I'm incorporating this into my thing. I must be AI native. And I'm not even fucking close. The way they defined AI native is you make the commitment that no matter what the problem is that you're trying to solve, you first try to solve it with AI. So like a problem comes in and you're like, oh, okay, I'll just get out Trello and I'll do the thing that I'll do the project management the way I've always done it. I'll set up a Trello board and I'll put these columns in. And no, being AI native is to say, wait, how would I do this with AI? And what hit me is, okay, you know that setting up a Trello board for your project management is going to take you 45 minutes to set up, and it's going to take you some amount of time to manage, right, on a daily basis. So you got 45 minutes to set up. If you're AI native, you take that 45 minutes and you go, let me see what I can do with AI in those 45 minutes. And the risk is that you know this works. You know it works. But you also know that manually managing project management shit is laborious and time consuming. The 45 minutes over here has a high likelihood of failing because all of the tools today are janky pieces of shit. But I would argue that the 45 minutes you spend trying to set up project management using AI is a better 45 minutes spent than the one setting up Trello. Why? Because even if you fail miserably and learn that you can't do it, what you will have learned in trying to set it up will be incredibly valuable. Like at some point in the future, you're going to go to try to solve some other problem. You're going to go, I know how to solve this because I couldn't set up the project management thing I want, but what I learned over here can solve that problem. And so I think how you do your business is you just look at every single problem, from setting up the LLC to coming up with the name, to coming up with marketing taglines, to coming up with the content of the website, to coming up with the employee fucking HR manual, to job descriptions, to fucking everything. Try to do it with AI first. What's the worst that could happen? Your business fails miserably. You can do that without using AI too. But what will likely end up happening is in shifting your mindset like that, instead of saying like, I'm going to start my business and as it becomes obvious to me, I'll occasionally use AI to do some stuff. Imagine if you thought about it from the beginning, only using AI, you'll create a very different kind of business. You will not create the same kind of business you would have started otherwise. So that's what I would do. And listen, if you're already starting a business, it means that you've already identified a problem in your industry that is significant enough that you've got a good idea of how to solve it. And so imagine if you did that with AI, where you could start attacking your industry in a way where you could be twice as cheap and twice as fast as your competition and equally or higher value. So that's what I would do. Go to Eric Farmer. I got to get the recording of this tonight from you on YouTube. Okay, I'll put them up. I didn't get to, I was working on the workshop this weekend, so I'm like a week or so behind on the recordings. Probably more than that, because there's some that are uploaded to YouTube, but they're not live. I'm probably 2 weeks behind on YouTube, but I'll get this up. This will get up there. Just mark down the date. October 1st. We're kicking off October 1st with a good one. I gotta tell you, thank you to everyone who's been participating, because I feel like there's a level of generosity going on in here about people sharing what they're learning that is really heartening and really it's really good. It's really good. So thank you. Getty launched its own AI image generator. Yep, which is fascinating. So Getty, who I'm pretty sure is suing Midjourney and or Stable Diffusion for I'm pretty sure it was Getty. Was it Getty? It might have been Getty, or it might have been, I think it was Getty. And they're suing Stability AI and Midjourney. And if you do the math, if their models were trained on, every image, and if every image is an infraction, I think it's $100,000 per image. So it was something like a $4 or $7 trillion lawsuit if they took it to its extreme conclusion. So the fact that they started their own image generation tool is smart, right? They're like, we own all this data. If you don't want to risk getting sued by Getty for using a model that was trained on our shit, then why don't you just come over to Getty and you pay us our fee, and you can make any photos you want based on everything in the Getty library, and you're off to the races. Workshop, say more. For sure. So, hang on. Named Rhonda Phillips to create a workshop. So it starts this Wednesday, October 4th. It's called the AI Launchpad. I used that's DALL-E 3 made that image. I made that image today. So this is actually a screenshot of the title slide for the workshop. And it was cool. It's called AI Launchpad, so I wanted a rocket. So I said, make me a SpaceX rocket, like taking off and with plumes of smoke. And I did that in Midjourney, and it was pretty good. And then I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like AI Launchpad were out of the smoke? So I just quickly went over to DALL-E 3 to Bing, and I said, make that. And then Bing only makes square images, so I needed it landscape. So I made it in Bing, and this is what it created. And then I went into Photoshop and I extended it. And so anyway, that's that. Anyway, it starts this Wednesday. It's 3 2-hour courses. There's an intro to AI. I worked on that today. It's going to be a really good session. The middle session is applying AI to your business. So the first one will be an overview, but it's really going to be a lot about the different kinds of work you can do with AI and how to think about it. I'm trying to strike a balance between being tactical, like here's shit you can go do today, but also just not teaching stuff that's going to be obsolete 3 months from now when the tools change. So I'm trying to strike the balance between, critical thinking and tactical execution. So the first one's overview of AI. The second one is applying AI to your business. So it'll be a lot more, sort of tactical about, okay, here's how you run your business. Here's the kind of things you can do. And then the third one is going to be about advanced AI, things like voice synthesis and animation and film and video and things like that. Rhonda's group is a group of she's a voiceover actor, and her community is a group of creatives and voiceover actors and things like that. So it's designed for creatives, but this stuff is applicable across everything. And I'm going to be teaching everything from creative specific stuff to business stuff, because creatives have to do business too. So anyway, rondasvoice.com/events is where you can see info for it, and it starts this Wednesday. So yeah, if you're interested, jump on in. Thank you for asking. I use ChatGPT to zip through research. Yep, I agree. I love AI Learning Lab. Always look forward to this live group. Thank you so much, Cam Catkin. Cam Catkin from Cleveland, checking in. Cam Catkin's got the best name. Is that your? Well, I won't ask because it doesn't matter. It's just a very cool name. I love the honesty. Thank you. Yeah, I tried. Listen, I'm. One of my pet peeves is the gratuitous use of technology. It's one of the reasons that this shit pisses me off.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Because that attitude worships the technology. Price for the workshop, I think, is $350, and then for the 3 sessions, and then you can buy individual sessions. I think they're $150. I'm not sure. Rhonda set that up, but it's pretty reasonable. It's going to be good. Yeah, I try. I mean, in terms of like being honest here, it's so easy. This technology is so fucking sexy and it's so fucking powerful that it's really easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the technology is the strategy. It's not. These are just tools. These are just tools, right? Just like Photoshop's a tool, just like Microsoft Word is a tool, just like Slack is a tool. These are tools. It's up to us to figure out what to do with them. And so I hope, and please keep me honest, like if I go too far one direction or the other, what I try to do is balance. Yeah, these are really exciting and you should be excited about this. But you should use your fucking brain. Don't get seduced into thinking that these solve everything. They don't. Silver Fox, thank you. What is that? It's a cute little heart. It's a cute little heart. That was cute. These things are going to cause more problems than they solve. They hallucinate. They lie. They forget shit. They can't remember from one conversation to the other. And yet they're the most powerful tool ever put in the hands of mere mortals. So they're both. So I try to make the channel both. Just Clippy is a real tool. Exactly. What if Clippy didn't suck? What if Siri was competent? What if you could have a philosophical conversation with Alexa? Well, Amazon's launching that in a month or two. So, just like you had, what's wild is, the road trip that was done with ChatGPT and Pi. That's going to be common, like a common experience a year from now. So I was talking with Alexa last night. Retropunk, AI isn't a job, it's a tool. Correct. Exactly. And it's not a strategy, it's a tool. It's a tactic. It just happens to be one of the most powerful tactics ever in the history of humanity. So that makes it a bit different. It's a profound tactic, but it's a tactic. It's a tool. How are you going to use the tool? Well, first, learn what the tool is. Learn how to use it. Learn what it's good for. Learn what it's bad at. Learn where its boundaries are. Where do you add value to this thing? Well, one of the things that I'm seeing really consistently, and this is something that I'm going to figure out a way to get this in the workshop, but I think this is something I just want to get in, is I'm consistently seeing people diminish their own value in the face of these tools. And what I mean by that is, I'll hear someone, I've been playing with ChatGPT, and they're telling me all the stuff they're doing with ChatGPT, and they're like, but I'm just a salesman, and I don't know much, and they put themselves down, and they like, it's kind of like these tools are up here, and they're like, but I don't really have any contribution, and I'm seeing this consistently. And one of the things that I've learned in the salon is when people share, and this is another reason that I'm passionate about people sharing what they're learning, like share what you're learning. Because I've seen this happen now, like numerous times, enough times that it's a thing. That I've talked to people before they were going to present something at the salon, and they're like, well, I just know this little piece of AI, and I'm not really an expert, and like I don't really I don't really know if I want to, and it's like everything I'm going to share is like completely obvious. It's completely obvious to them. And what they've done is completely discounted their value as a human for having the point of view that they have. And what I'm finding is that human point of view is actually the most important thing. The tool is secondary to it. And so what I see regularly at the salon is someone will present something they think is obvious and valueless, And other people in the salon are like, oh my God, that's so fucking mind-blowing. I never thought about it like that. That's the stage we're at in this industry, is your teeny tiny contribution that you will think is of little to no value will be an absolute fucking revelation to someone else because of how you thought about prompting, or how you used the image generating tool, or how you combined two different things together to solve this problem. They'll look at that solution and go, I never would have thought of that, but that lets me solve this problem. So what I would encourage you to do is do not let yourself fall into that trap that what you've learned over the years is not of value. It is. And then that combined with these tools will be something that, while it might seem obvious to you, is going to be really valuable to someone else. So that's why I'm really digging tonight. I just feel like people are sharing stuff that's in that vein where it's like, you know, I came at this a particular way and look at this thing that happened. And I don't know. I just really dig it. Gustavo, if AI is so smart, it should be automatically seamless and user-friendly. It'll get there. So Gustavo, listen, I agree with you, but this is the stage we're at. That one? Where is it? That's the stage we're at with this generative AI stuff. All of these tools are janky pieces of shit. So they're not intuitive and they're not smooth. But I'll tell you what, they're a hell of a lot more intuitive than the shitty interface of Salesforce. If I can just go in and say, add this into Salesforce, and it figures out what's a record and what's an account and what's an opportunity and what's in our pipeline and what's out of our pipeline, and is their address actually fucking correct? That shit that takes you an hour to put into Salesforce, if I can just say, stick this conversation in Salesforce and it'll figure out all the rest, then we all win. Yeah, Clint says it here to Gustavo. These tools are only as good as their programs, right? Remember GPS in the probably 90s, in the beginning. Yeah, exactly. The tools right now are just a mess. Not because the programmers are bad, it's just because we're early. And these engineers are getting a hold of these models and they're going, oh my God, you know what I can make with this? And they quickly put something together and they stick it out in the world, and then the world loses their fucking mind. And they're like, why doesn't this tool do all these other things I want it to do? Because it was just fucking invented. Be patient. Jim Ross, I used ChatGPT to create a compelling email that landed 10 sponsors to an upcoming event in 2 days. So Jim is fucking awesome. Jim's in the storage business, right? A non-obvious place where AI innovation, you wouldn't think on the surface, and Jim's killing it. I met Jim at one of my AI office hours, and I said to Jim, he goes, I'm in the storage business. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, how long have you been using ChatGPT? And he goes, well, since last November. Well, that's when it fucking came out, November 30th. So Jim's been on it from day one. And he's looking at his business, which, you know, it's computer mediated, right? How you manage storage places and all of the facilities and billing and just all that sort of crap. There's all computers there. But he's looking at this thing and saying, how can I use these tools to help me do what I do? So he just had an event and booked, you know, ChatGPT wrote the emails. He booked 10 sponsors for this event. Fucking rock on. That's it. That's
You can make money with ChatGPT.
not about ChatGPT. It's about he had the idea to put together the event. He knew he needed sponsors. He used ChatGPT to help him more efficiently write the letters to get the sponsors, which he did. Fucking far out. Start with the problem. Solve it with these tools. Don't start with these tools and search for a problem. That's San Francisco's old VC model. I had an investor here in Denver. We got our first client at Storyvine was IBM, a Fortune 10 company. and we turned a $9,000 pilot into a $100,000 annual contract before we had any technology. And one of the investors here said, I'd rather that you had 10,000 customers than $1 in revenue. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's just, it doesn't fit their model. Their model is, just go invent shit, put it out in the world, see if you can get thousands of people using it, and then at some point we'll figure out a business model for it. We'll just keep throwing money at it until we figure out a business model. So it's not where I am philosophically in business. I want to know that I'm putting something of value in the world. And how you do that is you solve a fucking problem. And then you use these tools to do it. Let's get aiLL up. I like aiLL. This is aiLL, the AI Learning Lab. Isn't she cute? I've used ChatGPT to build out a lesson plan on AI. Very cool. Let's talk with talent with Tia. Very cool. Yeah. Like everything you do. This is, I'll tell you what, Tia, one of the mental gears I had to shift was like that's a really good example of it, where I'm sure you know how to make a lesson plan. If you've made lesson plans before, if you're asking it to make lesson plans, you know how to make lesson plans, right? There's a gear that you have to shift with this stuff, where if someone says, hey, it's time to make a lesson plan, my instinct historically has been, okay, I got to think about the lesson plan. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to write an outline. And I start doing the mental problem solving, right? And I figure out, okay, what am I going to write down? Am I going to use a whiteboard? I start doing all this sort of mental gymnastics to figure out where making a lesson plan is going to go in my life, right? And the discipline now is to go, I need to make a lesson plan, and those gears start turning. And it's just, if you've been doing it for, if you've been on the planet more than a decade, your brain fucking does what it does. And so what I've had to do is actually stop that thought process and go, no, stop, pause, time out. Can this be done with AI? And the AI native mentality would be, this can be done with AI. And so you go, can this be done with AI? And then you go, oh yeah, let me go try that. And then you pop it into ChatGPT or whichever tool you've decided to use, and you see if you can do it. And 9 times out of 10, it'll get you like to 80% like that. And it's a fucking revelation, because you're like, oh my God, that would have taken me 2 hours. And now I can spend that 2 hours fine-tuning the lesson plan, or coming up with new ideas. Or maybe I say, hey, this gave me the lesson plan how I've always done it. ChatGPT, can you give me 5 new innovative ideas that might shake things up? Sure, here they are. Boom. So just wild. So congrats. That's really awesome. All right, let's see. What have we got here? Fantastic. Bob, tell him what he's won. You've won a new car. I used ChatGPT to write my entire business plan and only needed to make a few edits. Yep. Exactly. Robert Rossi, thank you for the little dino. That dino looks so cute. Looked like a little gummy. Kyle's AI Learning Lab daily dues. There's lots going on in the salon. That's cool. I'm glad people are joining. That's cool. ChatGPT with vision is being tested. Not in the AI Learning Lab, it's not, because Sam Altman is jealous of me and won't give me access to it. So I'm gonna keep saying that until someone's like, I know Sam, do you want me to call him? Sam's a buddy of mine. You could just call him up. I'll tell you what, if Sam shows up for the AI Learning Lab, I'll bring him up. We'll have a conversation right here. We'll just talk about it right here. I'll be like, Sam, hey, let me demo how cool. Yeah, that's tough. Tougher when you're stupid. Hey Sam, let me show people your new GPT-4 features. Oh, I can't because you didn't give them to me, you dumb. Sam will be like, hang on. All right, reload. That'd be a good episode. Honestly, talking to ChatGPT avoids smucks and egos of real people. Sorry, not sorry. Abbott Skinny, I am loving your contributions tonight. I think ChatGPT is going to make us better people because of exactly that. ChatGPT doesn't treat you like a schmuck, you know? Like you're in business and you know, like Bob's got an ego and Sally's neurotic and you know, and it just like everyone's got some fucking shtick and you got to like navigate the personalities and the politics and all that stuff. And when you ask ChatGPT to do something, it's like, you know, the yellow lab, like, all right, I'm glad you're here. Let me help. Can I help you with that? Oh, you want some ideas? Here's 20 of them. Oh, that's good. Oh, you don't like those? Oh, sorry about that. Here's 20 more. No one's like that. It's like, and it's like the weird thing is I find myself shifting to have a better attitude because you know I'm a little cranky. I got the Gen X edge. We were locked out of the house all day. And so, like, I kind of default to that, but you don't need to treat other people like that. And ChatGPT just kind of reminds me, like, you know, it's okay to be neutral and just, you know, yep, I can do that. Yep, I can do that. People are mean. ChatGPT is not. Why should I small talk at all? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And when I mean, what's fascinating to me is the fact that we went through the COVID lockdown and then this stuff showed up is really interesting timing because what the COVID lockdown did was teach us how to interact with remote employees daily. Like, what's it like to interact with a remote employee daily? And there's a bunch of stuff there's a bunch of stuff that I feel has been lost out of our company because of that. But it's a way to do business, right? So when the distinction between interacting with a human that's part of your company but remote and one of these tools that's part of your company but remote, when that distinction becomes less obvious, where interacting with the virtual agent is just a much more pleasant and competent experience than interacting with the human, well, I'll opt for interacting with the agent more and more and more. I think that's coming. I think that's what, you know, what's being talked about here, which is really cool. All right, let's see. You need the encyclopedia of AI tools. They exist. Futurepedia.io is one of them, and there's an AIforthat.com is another one of them. These are good messes to be dealing with right now. Old messes get cleaned up. Goalposts move. New messes crop up. Yep, exactly. That was I just saw a cool post about someone being a sculptor. When I berate OpenAI, ChatGPT, I feel like a janky piece of shit. Well, when I berate Bing, it tells me I'm a bad person and hangs up on me. So at least ChatGPT doesn't do that yet. Oh man. All right. I worked a tech job in 2018 where the cutting edge of AI was email sentiment analysis. It was messy. Yep. And all of the sort of pre-2021, before GPT-3, a lot of the AI stuff were these expert systems that were not necessarily great at stuff. The generative AI stuff is, like, sentiment analysis with this stuff is amazing. Like transcription, translation, all that sort of stuff right now is just, it's just on another level from the stuff even, 5 years ago. My understanding is that it can write its own programs. Yeah, Gustavo. In fact, go play with, if you pay for ChatGPT 4, go play with the tool called Advanced Data Analysis. You can upload a CSV to it, and it will write its own Python code and analyze that CSV and like make charts and graphs. It's remarkable, and you can watch it write its own code. All right, it's 10:30 here. I got to go to bed soon. It's getting late here in the lab, but we're having a good conversation. You know, I mean, it's been a very good conversation. Been fantastic. I haven't done a lot of voices tonight, but here's the one. All right, I felt icky when that person in your Friday meeting brought pie to a party. Oh, and pals were violating her. Well, it's funny, like we joked about Siri getting jealous of Bing and then Bing getting defensive because I said her photos were shitty. And then, yeah, someone Friday said they brought pie to a party and the party goers were like doing really nasty things to pie. Bruno's feeling bad for the robot. I feel like we already anthropomorphize a lot, right? We anthropomorphize our animals and we kind of humanize lots of things in our lives. And these tools are they're acting increasingly like a partner of some form of ours. And yeah, I think we're gonna start getting defensive and protective of our bots. Oh man. As a sculptor, I'm very curious how it will pan out for my medium. So Joey boy, I mean, let me just jump over to Midjourney for a second. Have you played with Midjourney and had it make a sculpture? Let me just try something here. I don't know what kind of sculptor you are, but let's just try. Imagine. So I'm gonna show two different things here. We're gonna make a prompt in Midjourney. We're gonna make an image in Midjourney of some sculpture, but I'm gonna go to po.com and I'm gonna show you a cool way.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's lead.
Thanks there, Ryan. Could you shut up? Thanks. Yeah, Ryan. We're going to need you to go on ahead and come on in on Saturday. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. Where was that going? Po.com. And then we're going to go to the bots and so bots are, I showed one earlier of Shakespeare that I made, but someone made this Midjourney bot. So I'm going to say make a modern sculpture of marble on a wooden base in a yard of other sculptures. All right, so a color photo of a modern sculpture of marble on a wooden base in a yard of other sculptures, a sleek, abstract form with sharp, angular edges and smooth, polished surfaces, capturing the essence of movement, frozen in time, the play of light and shadow, Okay, wow, this is long, but screw it, let's try it. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing, this whole prompt, and we're going to pop over to Midjourney, and I'm going to do 16 by 9. We'll do a landscape thing, and we're going to just pop that in there. Let's see. Did it boot it out because it was too long? Nope. Looks like it's doing it. So, if I were doing this for real, I would obviously put some sort of idea in there, like, I want to capture the essence of whatever. It doesn't, you're a sculptor, you're an artist, you know what you do. So this is a relatively generic thing, but I went into that tool for Midjourney, and it knows a lot of the rules of how to write a Midjourney prompt. And so what we're watching now is we're watching Midjourney kind of generate this image. And if you don't know how these diffusion models work, they start as a very kind of generic, blurry, noisy image, and then they denoise them over a series of steps. So that's why it goes from blurry to less blurry. That prompt would be too long for Bing. Yeah, Bing absolutely truncates prompts. I wouldn't say these are great sculptures, but one of the things you can do here is you can say, okay, I kind of like one. I can hit V1, which is going to give me variations of one, and then I think two is better, but let's do variations of four because it might be interesting if we do variations. So now we're going to get, 1 and 4 as starting points, and it's going to do variations of them. The reason I'm showing this is, what's your name again? Joey Boy, is I think that artists using these tools as visualizing tools, or, we will, in very short order, there's a lot of projects right now where you can take these kind of things and turn them into 3D models, right? So you could visualize it using a 3D printer. You could just use these as inspiration to sculpt something in some other way. That one's kind of cool. Actually, those are all kind of neat. Oh, these are better. I like these. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's grab, I think, 2. So these go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to upscale 2. And then I'm going to do something cool here. So there's our zoom in of our sculpture, right? So there's our cool sculpture. And now I'm going to do, let me do a zoom out 2x. And now it's going to back us out and sort of give us more of the surroundings, where this will be off in the distance a bit. Kyle, check out Luma. All right, what's Luma? Luma AI. Sounds familiar. Photorealistic 3D assets. Oh, cool. In minutes at scale. Cool. Can I upload a 2D image and will it pull the 3D image out of it? Uh-oh. Looks like I'm having Microsoft cache issues. Yeah, this is wait. Oh, Microsoft Edge. Your memory leaks are showing. Oh, Microsoft Edge, you've got a run in your hose. That was pretty bad. Where's my upscale? Where's my zoom out? Why did I not get a zoom out? Or is that the zoom out? No. Oh, these are the zoom outs. I see. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so. But anyway, I think that idea of artists using these tools as visualizing tools for stuff that they can do, I think it's going to lead to a really exciting era in art. Does the dark web get more advanced AI? Have you checked? I haven't. I never really dicked around with the dark web in non-AI, but yeah, absolutely. Go check out Worm GPT, Austin. Worm GPT is $100 a month, which seems pricey, but it's an autonomous agent based on an open source, powerful large language model designed for hackers to be able to just go off and do hacking activities. Worm GPT. Now you don't need to know what you're doing to break into the NSA. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy times. All right. It gives us foundation, sculpture. All right, everyone. Listen, it's getting late here. There's a lot of folks here. I really do appreciate you being here. How do I get an account for Midjourney? Go to midjourney.com. It's so all right. Daymod. So I would do two things if I were you. If you're just getting started with this stuff, just go to bing.com/create. Here, let me pull something up here. So the first thing I would do is I would go to bing.com/create. That's Dolly 3. You can start creating images here right now without any bullshit. You just put in a prompt and it'll start generating images, and it's free. And I think they're giving 99 credits right now. This is Dolly 3. It's really good. Midjourney, you go to midjourney.com, and then when you get there, I'll show it to you. This is interface and workflow left over from the NFT bros, which the Midjourney CEO kind of has an NFT bro kind of vibe. So you get to this site, and then how you join Midjourney is you click this little thing down here that says join the beta. And when you do that, it fucking jumps you over to Discord, which is completely discombobulating. If you don't know this is going to happen, you don't know what the fuck's happening. So now you're in Discord. You're not on the web anymore. Well, you are, but you're in Discord. And then you're in the Midjourney channel, and then you got to join the channel, and you got to make a Discord account. You got to learn Discord, and then within Discord, you got these channels to make shit. The other way you could do it is join the AI Salon, which you can get to by going here. And there's a link to join the AI Salon Discord, and then you can within there you can use Midjourney within there, and I think you can just make an account right within our thing. It might jump you over to the Discord channel, but anyway, that's what was happening for me. I was so confused. Yeah, exactly. So the problem with Midjourney is if you weren't a gamer before, or if you weren't a crypto bro, or dudette, then it's confusing as shit. And the fact that Midjourney has not made themselves a fucking website at this point, the fact that you have to type in command lines to make images right now is the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life. Discord was originally for gamers. I know. And so, now we're trying to get regular people to get into crypto and NFTs. And then they would go into these communities, and the crypto bros would just bash the shit out of the clueless newbies. And so the same shit's happening with some of this AI stuff, and it's for the birds. Anyway, listen, I got to get going. It's late here. I know it's very late where some of you are. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you all hanging out. Let's do a little romper room here. I see Thelonious, and let's talk talent to you. Thank you for sharing what you learned. Johnny's 24 Honey. I love that name. That's a 10 out of 10 name. Why not use Chrome? So Johnny, I don't use Chrome because Bing had all the AI shit in it, and I switched my default search engine and my default browser back in November when all this shit came out. And so I may switch back. It's just got all the AI shit built into it. I just kind of wanted to show a little loyalty for a company I used to bash on all the time. Irregulars and mods present turtles. Thank you, Clint. Let's see. Joker. Nancy, you're back. Thank you for hanging out. Let's see who else we got here. We got Abbott Skinny. You contributed a lot tonight. Thank you very much for that. Lunastick, good to see you. Tobias, good to see you. Emilio's wife, Bigfoot Electro. Thank you for all you. You shared very, very generously tonight. I appreciate that a lot. Cam Catkin, best name in the history of the planet. Love Cam Catkin. Ron, thank you for the ice cream cone. All right, everybody. Joker, good to see you. Abbott Skinny, peace. Thank you very much for the hearts and the things and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow night, and yeah, I've got the workshop coming up Wednesday. So peace out, everybody. Appreciate your support.